So, Jimmy Kimmel was yanked from the air nationwide. What happened? Was the government involved? Is this anti-free speech? Let's get into it. So, in a nutshell, yes, I despise Jimmy Kimmel. What he said about Charlie Kirk was abhorrent. He made a joke about it and implied that the shooter was MAGA. He didn't just imply, he said so, which is completely false. There's no evidence to suggest this. However, the whole way his being yanked off the air went down is very wrong in my opinion, and it absolutely is anti-free speech, and I'm not a fan, and I'll tell you why. So, basically, the FCC under Trump, which is run by Brendan Carr, cited these comments that Jimmy Kimmel made about Charlie Kirk and pressured Disney, basically saying, you know, there's gonna be some serious remedies here, like we could do this the hard way or the easy way, but these comments, something's got to happen about these comments is ridiculous. And at the same time, you know, because Disney owns ABC, and then there's Nexstar, which is a media affiliate of ABC. At the same time that this was all happening, there actually is a merger for Nexstar waiting to be approved by the FCC. So this is actually kind of similar to Stephen Colbert in the sense where, like, there's no direct evidence, but like, yes, there probably is some backdoor pressure coming from the Trump administration over these mergers, and they're kind of just doing what the White House wants them to do in order to get the merger, which again, is not great. It's pretty corrupt and it's anti-free speech, and I'm not a fan of this at all. Except this time, they pointed directly to Kimmel's remarks. With Stephen Colbert, is bad numbers. And I think with Kimmel, they are also bad numbers. I doubt they're making any money with him either, and I don't know anyone who actually watches him, so it's not a loss to the world at all. However, yes, this time they cited like Jimmy Kimmel's remarks from Charlie Kirk as being the reason, and that is what ABC is citing as well. But it seems to me that's being used as the excuse to get him out. This might be tied to the merger, probably is. But no matter what, I'm just not a fan of the government swooping in and saying, we don't like that you lied here, you gotta go. Or pressuring, you know, the FCC shouldn't be pressuring anybody to get people off air simply for not telling the truth, which is, again, what Jimmy Kimmel said is terrible, but that's a really bad precedent to set for the government to be making those decisions. And it's very clear to me that the Trump administration is probably using this very strategically to find reasons and excuses to get rid of his critics, paired with pending mergers. So there is a pressure to try and do the federal government's bidding. Again, you can't really 100% prove all that, but it's one of those things, like, it's obvious, you can kind of see it, like it's a behind the scenes thing, but you can see that that's most likely what's happening, and that's the most logical conclusion.